So here is how malware, anti-malware works with Cisco Secure Firewall. Is anyone familiar with AMP for endpoints, now called Cisco Secure Endpoint? Okay. So I'm going to do a brief overview of how that works because it does relate to this. With AMP for endpoints, we'll compare that to a point-in-time antivirus. A point-in-time antivirus, another one, would be such that if a file is introduced to a system, that you're comparing that file to a list of signatures, right, on your endpoint to say, does this file match these signatures? It's just a list of signatures. No, 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 no. And if it does, then it drops it. If it doesn't match it, then it lets it through, and then it looks at it again. Okay? That's point in time. So, and it's got two dispositions, known bad or unknown. Okay? How Cisco Secure Endpoint works, or the AMP technology, used to be called AMP for endpoints. Then, like I said, they rebranded everything with Cisco Secure. How that works now is when a file is introduced to a system, it first calculates a SHA-256 of that file. So that just means it gives it a string of characters as a name tag. This file is this name tag. If the file is renamed, it still has the same SHA-256. It's easier to work with just a string of characters than it is to work with a whole file, right? It's quicker, more efficient. So the first thing it does is it looks in its local cache for a disposition to see for files that are frequently accessed, Outlook or Word or anything that's open frequently. And it has three dispositions. It's either known good, meaning I've already fully checked this out. You or someone else on the planet has fully checked out the SHA-256. It's clean. I don't need to reevaluate it. Or known bad, same thing. You or someone else on the planet has already reevaluated the SHA-256. It's bad, so we'll drop it, and now we won't talk about it anymore. Or it's unknown, meaning it's new. Like, let's say you just created a new Excel document. Brand new. Nobody's seen it before. So, or you received one. Nobody's evaluated it. It's brand new, and it can be malware. So now it's got to say, well, this is unknown. I need to look this up in the AMP cloud. So the AMP cloud is part of the Cisco Talos Threat Intelligence Database. Basically, it's a giant database in the sky, if you will, of dispositions to SHA-256s of all malware that's ever existed. Okay, so compare that to point in time that has a finite list of signatures, and they really can only take a thimbleful of the ocean of malware. Because if they had all the malware, it would be this giant list. And if you just think about it logically, it's looking through. Is it this? No. Okay, is it this? No. Is it this? No. So it's got to be finite, or it would just take forever to do anything, right? So you're only looking at point in time for relevant, recent, popular malware. Whereas with the AMP technology, you're looking at all malware of all times, right? To make sure sometimes you get some resurging malware that comes back slightly morphed from back in the day, and it comes back and shows up again. So this AMP cloud looks up and says, okay, I've got three dispositions. This is either going to be known good, known bad, or unknown. And if it's unknown, because remember, you just created this. It's an Excel doc. It's a 0 day, if you will. So then it's going to say, all right, we're going to let this file through, but I'm going to take the whole file and I'm going to send it up to a sandbox environment. That sandbox technology used to be called ThreatGrid. Now it's called Cisco Secure File Analytics. And it detonates this file literally in a Windows, right, a desktop environment. You can actually watch a video of it. And it'll show you, it detonates, looks for indications of compromise, it analyzes the structure, compares it to other malware, checks for heuristics, all the stuff that malware does. And then it finds a disposition of this, either known good or known bad, and plugs that into the AMP cloud so that the next person on the planet looking for that SHA-256 doesn't have to go through all that again. It already knows it. So you see how it's kind of for the people, by the people? So then you're saying, wait a minute, I let this through. And it takes about 7-8 minutes to do that sample. It's just got to analyze the file, right? It can't be instant. So during that 7-8 minutes, if this malware went through, well, Cisco Secure Endpoint actually runs on all the endpoints that it's installed on and does a full inventory of all the files running on the system. It's actually a lightweight connector, and all the magic happens in the cloud, so it's very efficient. But so if it goes through and we say, whoa, 8 minutes ago, we let this file through, and it was malware, so where's it gone? And we know all the endpoints where it's been, so it can reach out and quarantine that file, even if it's not being acted upon. Okay, that's what differentiates AMP from other antivirus.